Chapter 6, Mishnah 5. The Mishnah returns to the subject of a Pesach offered on Erev Pesach that falls on Shabbos. As we have learned in Chapter 5, Mishnah 2, a Pesach offering is valid only if it is slaughtered for its own sake. This Mishnah states the law for a person who slaughters a Pesach on Shabbos for the sake of a different offering. We now turn to the words of the Mishnah. If a Pesach was slaughtered on Shabbos, i.e., when Erev Pesach was Shabbos, not for its own sake, the slaughterer must bring a chatas offering for this, because he has desecrated Shabbos. The Torah allows the mitzvah of slaughtering the Pesach to override the prohibition of slaughtering an animal on Shabbos. However, a Pesach that was slaughtered not for its own sake is invalid. Therefore, its slaughter does not fulfill the mitzvah of Pesach and is a desecration of Shabbos. The Mishnah now discusses the law for a person who slaughters other offerings on Erev Pesach, that is Shabbos, with the intention that they should be a Pesach offering. In regard to all other offerings that a person slaughtered on Shabbos for the sake of a Pesach, the law is as follows. If they are the kind of animals that are not fit to be a Pesach offering, he must bring a chatas, since he has desecrated Shabbos. However, if they are animals that are fit to be a Pesach offering, there is a dispute. Rabbi Eliezer says that he must bring a chatas, but Rabbi Yeshua exempts him from a chatas. Since the animal was the same type as the Pesach, it is assumed that he slaughtered it by mistake in his hurry to bring the Pesach, forgetting that it was a different offering. According to Rabbi Yeshua, when a person commits a sin through an error made while he was trying to do a mitzvah, he is exempt from a chatas. Rabbi Eliezer tries to prove his ruling through a logical argument. Now, in the case of the Pesach, which one is permitted to slaughter on Shabbos for its own sake, nevertheless, if a person changed its designation, i.e. slaughtered it not for its own sake, he must bring a chatas. Then in the case of other offerings, which we are forbidden to slaughter on Shabbos even for their own sake, if a person changes their designation and slaughters them not for their own sake, should he surely have to bring a chatas? Should he not surely have to bring a chatas? Rabbi Yeshua responds that these two cases cannot be compared. Rabbi Yeshua said to him, no, that is not a valid argument. For if you say that a person must bring a chatas for slaughtering a Pesach on Shabbos not for its own sake, that is only because he intended to change it to something forbidden on Shabbos, that is, he slaughtered it for the sake of an ordinary offering, which may not be slaughtered on Shabbos, will you say the same for other offerings, which he intended to change to something permitted on Shabbos, i.e. to Pesach? Since it is permitted to slaughter the Pesach on Shabbos, a person who slaughters another offering for the sake of a Pesach has erred while trying to do a mitzvah, bring a Pesach. For this reason, he is exempt from a chatas. No argument can be made from slaughtering a Pesach not for its own sake, because in that case, he has not erred while trying to do a mitzvah. Rabbi Eliezer refutes Rabbi Yeshua from another law. Rabbi Eliezer said to him, the law of communal offerings will prove that even a person who errs while trying to do a mitzvah must bring a chatas. For communal offerings, such as the daily Talmud offering and the Shabbos Musaf offerings, are allowed to be slaughtered on Shabbos for their own sake. Nevertheless, a person who slaughters a different offering on Shabbos for the sake of one of these communal offerings must bring a chatas, even though he has erred while trying to do a mitzvah. Clearly, a sin done while trying to do a mitzvah is not exempt from a chatas. Rabbi Yeshua answers. Rabbi Yeshua said to him, no, that does not prove your argument. For if you say that a person must offer a chatas for the sin of bringing other offerings for the sake of communal offerings, that is only because the communal offerings have a set amount. A limited number of communal offerings are brought every Shabbos, and once those have been slaughtered, everyone knows that no more offerings may be slaughtered that day. If a person then slaughters another offering for the sake of a communal offering, that is not an error made while preoccupied with the mitzvah, but simply an ordinary mistake. But will you say the same for the Pesach offering, which has no set amount? Since a very great number of Pesach offerings are brought on Erev Pesach, everyone is preoccupied with their slaughter, and it is easy to make an error and slaughter a different offering, thinking it is a Pesach offering. Therefore, a person who does so has made an error while trying to do a mitzvah, and he does not have to bring a chatas. This concludes the debate between Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yeshua. Both agreed, however, that a person who slaughters any other offering on Shabbos for the sake of a communal offering must bring a chatas. The Mishnah cites a different opinion. Rabbi Meir says, even a person who slaughters other offerings on Shabbat for the sake of communal offerings is exempt from a chatas, because even in such a case, he is considered to have erred while trying to do a mitzvah.